Hi everyone, welcome back to the Money Mechanics channel. I'm sure many of you have heard of Robert Kiyosaki. He is a business person and author who has written Rich Dad, Poor Dad along with several other books. He is well known for stating that the only difference between a rich person and a poor person is the way each one uses their time. The first time I read this book, it made a huge impact on my thinking as well. It is an easy read, and there isn't much depth in the writing. However, the lessons within the book are actually quite profound. Many of these lessons may be ones you've already heard. However, revisiting the same ideas periodically is beneficial. If you're able to see this video book at a younger age than others, then you have been blessed. There are a number of valuable views to take away from the book, and I believe they are essential to understanding the principles of managing your finances. While creating this video, I identified 9 lessons from the book, which will provide you with an opportunity to understand more clearly the concepts discussed in Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If you are seeking practical knowledge to help guide you through your journey toward achieving financial freedom, then you are in the right location. Money Mechanics creates content about personal growth, finance, and money management. Are you ready to get started? Before we do, remember to click like and subscribe to our channel. Lesson 1. Not savings, but income streams. What is the biggest financial challenge most people face? Their focus is solely on their spending. No one has ever suggested you can't save money. Everyone agrees that's a great goal to have. However, you need to be more concerned with increasing your income. Take a look at the wealthy elite. What do they primarily do? They invest their money in the right places, they invest wisely, and they continually attempt to generate new income streams. Wealthy individuals let their money work for them. This is perhaps the most powerful phrase I've come across. Let your money work for you. There are some serious underlying truths to that statement. When I first heard it, I was impressed. Remember, in one of the previous videos I asked, what did you learn that made you say, wow, I wish I had learned that sooner? My response would be, let your money work for you in the realm of personal finances. Do you know what most people do? They drive miles to the end of town to save a few lira, Turkish currency, by shopping at a supermarket versus the local market down the street. Yet, they wouldn't waste hours of their lives researching new ways to increase their income. Isn't that weird? Why does our behavior seem so illogical? There is actually a psychological element to this. This is part of human nature. For many people, saving money is often easier when they cut back on their current expenses rather than finding new sources of income. Think about it. What do you need to do to save money? You simply need to make slight adjustments to your current lifestyle. Saving money isn't very risky, and it doesn't require a lot of effort. Creating new income streams is a totally different ballgame. This requires entrepreneurship, investment, freelancing, all of which require more effort. There is risk involved, there is uncertainty. So, what do many people do? Instead of seeking out new ways to earn more money, they commit to working hard for their entire lifetime, to survive off of their existing income, and to live a comfortable life through small savings. The choice they are making here is comfort. Comfort, however, only produces illusions. As the poet once said, there were 2 roads in a forest, and I took the road less traveled, and that has made all the difference. Yes, saving money may be more comfortable than searching for new ways to make money. But having your money work for you is not going to provide you with a few extra coins. It will enable you to develop true wealth. Never forget, increasing your income is more valuable than decreasing your expenses. Increasing your efforts is more valuable than giving up on your dreams. What should you do? Set aside some time, and instead of only focusing on reducing your spending, think about whether you could also establish other sources of income. Perhaps in the evening or on weekends, you can help a friend with their business. Perhaps you have some skills you can teach others and receive payment for. You can take a few courses to develop high-income skills such as content writing or copywriting, and then you can offer those skills as a freelance service. In the previous video, we also shared several practical examples of this. You can check that out as well. I'm providing the link in the description. New money-making opportunities will arise if you're willing to put in the effort and are open to change. All you need to do is say yes to the opportunities that arise and to tackle everything in a methodical manner. Lesson 2. Knowledge is more valuable than money. Don't be addicted to the dollar. Be addicted to learning. Young people in particular become caught up in an endless loop of working solely to make money. This is an extremely obvious snare. How does this occur? You complete college. You feel you now know what you need to know, maybe even that you know it all. Now, it's time to go out and get a high-paying job. Many of you succeed in doing so. However, once you land the job, you soon come to realize how unsatisfying money is. Not just Robert Kiyosaki has said that working without pay, while acquiring experience and learning from those more experienced than you, is one of the greatest assets anyone can build. Knowledge, particularly knowledge gained through hands-on experience, is perhaps one of the most powerful tools available in today's world for creating wealth and a life of fulfillment. While money will follow knowledge and wise decision-making, the reverse rarely occurs. Seek wisdom from those with more experience than you. If you wish to increase your likelihood of achieving financial success, allow yourself the time to learn from those who are farther along in their journey. Support them by offering your services for free when needed. When you do, they will ultimately owe you a debt of gratitude. Learning the thought process of someone who has achieved the type of lifestyle you aspire to is perhaps the most valuable thing you could possibly gain. Pick up the phone, dial and reach out to others, and continually seek ways to assist them. Once you acquire sufficient knowledge and experience, building your business, your career, and your own long-term sustainable wealth will be significantly easier and less stressful than having to learn each of these hard-won lessons on your own. Lesson 3. Getting to success is a matter of focusing instead of spreading yourself too thin by trying to do many projects at the same time. Kiyosaki says focus is the shortcut to getting to where you want to be. Focus. Follow one course until success. Young people are the ones Kiyosaki especially wants to listen to when he tells them to focus. Do not try to juggle a bunch of projects all at the same time. Focus on one project at a time. There's something called shiny object syndrome, or SOS, in today's culture. This is also one of the biggest causes of dissatisfaction. What is shiny object syndrome, SOS? Shiny object syndrome, SOS, is the tendency to jump from one new and exciting idea to another, and then jump again to an even better new and exciting idea, and keep doing this over and over again. This is due to the inability to stay focused on one idea long enough to get value out of it. People who continually look for something easier, because they think everything is hard, will keep jumping from one project to the next, and then look for something easier somewhere else, which will cause them to lose interest in their current work and not spend the time needed to learn as much as possible about what they are currently working on. Kiyosaki himself tried several different business models before finding one that had the potential to grow and scale. Once he finally found a business model that was going to pay off, he decided to focus on that model and nothing else. Here is a fact to remember. Great accomplishments and great results do not come easily, and most of the time do not come the first time we try. Most people quit too soon, and this is why they never reach the level of success they are capable of reaching. Success is not a matter of trying new things every few months, but rather it is a matter of focusing on one thing and being patient until it produces results. Lesson 4. Fear of failure is unrealistic and a waste of time. We learned in school to always avoid mistakes. In fact, even though some students may think they know the correct answers to a question, they do not take the chance of answering incorrectly for fear of being wrong. Formal education sees the act of making mistakes during the learning process as unacceptable. Students are discouraged from making mistakes because of the belief that making mistakes will result in their failure in the subject area. Kiyosaki states one of the primary causes of failure in both business and in life is the fear of failing. While avoiding mistakes is essential in school, real life is very different. Without making mistakes, you cannot learn anything new. Many of today's successful entrepreneurs experienced numerous failures and made many mistakes along the way to their eventual success. In the real world, the smartest people in the room are the individuals that make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. Conversely, in school, the smartest students are those that never make any mistakes. Kiyosaki states, "By the time I turned 19, I was going to college while working full-time, my first job. This experience opened my eyes to the difference between formal education and the real world. I had studied business but did not have a clue on what the real world of business looked like. I spent most of my early years of development learning through mistakes, learning what did not work. It is easy to see why you would be fearful of losing when it makes winning impossible. However, when you approach challenges with determination and do not let your fears of failure hold you back, there really is nothing to lose. Taking bold action and learning from your mistakes as you move forward is the key to achieving success." Edison once stated, "I did not fail. I merely discovered 10,000 ways that wouldn't work." Lesson 5. Focus on your strengths. Most people lose in the career world and in life as a result of focusing on the wrong activities and the wrong goals. To become successful, you have to focus on areas that match your strengths and your natural abilities. Working to achieve something you dislike or are not good at is going to take much longer than achieving something you are naturally good at. In short, finding a field that works well for your interests and abilities is going to be less difficult and more rewarding. You may be able to learn most anything. However, learning in your weakness is going to require a lot more time and effort than improving your strengths. The fish and monkey example. Consider the following analogy. A fish is very skilled at swimming. The fish swims efficiently and can easily live in water. If you try to get a fish to climb a tree, an activity outside of the fish's natural ability, you are putting the fish at a significant disadvantage. Conversely, a monkey is excellent at climbing trees and walking around on land. However, if you force a monkey to swim underwater and breathe in the water, the monkey is going to have an incredibly hard time doing this. Therefore, we all need to focus on our unique strengths and talents and develop these areas. Find the game you can win, then commit your life to winning that game. Winning the game. Kiyosaki states, "Finding an area of business that fit my strengths took me over 2 years. I had numerous failures during that period. Once I knew what I was supposed to be doing, I saw how fast I could progress." He also discovered that many other entrepreneurs struggled with similar issues after he told them about his experiences. Sometimes, focus on a field of interest that gives you both hope and excitement. Don't be unrealistic in your expectations, and do not be hesitant to sacrifice things that you want for the sake of your dreams. Doing something you're good at isn't just easier, it is more enjoyable. It makes it easier to maintain your motivation and increase your chances of being successful in the long run. Happiness comes from enjoying what you do and getting excited about it. Lesson 6. Business schools can't provide all of your knowledge about how to start and run a business. While I attended business school, I still did not know how to start a business or operate it. Many highly successful individuals have achieved this success through experience as opposed to through formal education. Here are some examples of how they were able to do so. Steve Jobs was unable to finish college and instead spent time focusing on his own self-directed learning to develop and create Apple. Mark Zuckerberg was attending college when he decided to leave to focus on developing Facebook. He also focused on gaining practical experience. Elon Musk continues to learn how to engineer and conduct business operations through self-directed learning and is continually developing new skills to aid him in running his multiple companies, Tesla and SpaceX. There are problems with schools. School teaches students how to get an answer first, and then takes a test to see if the student learned how to get the correct answer. In real life, particularly in the business world, this is not how things work. The business world is comprised of much more than just theory-based knowledge. It is based on practical knowledge and experience combined with innovation and being able to take the information you learn and applying it to everyday business situations. With a school education, you will be able to obtain employment. However, if you wish to become wealthy and reach high levels of success, you will need to continue to educate yourself outside of school. An example of this is Bill Gates, who dropped out of college to begin working on creating Microsoft and continued to collect new knowledge after beginning the company. School educates you on how to avoid failure. However, for most major corporations to reach the level of success they currently enjoy, they had to go through numerous attempts and failures along the way. Thomas Edison tried over 1,000 different ways to create the light bulb before finally succeeding, which is a prime example of how failure is often a part of the process of becoming innovative. Upon reviewing the details of how successful entrepreneurs became successful, you will find that they all did not rely on formal education. But there is some positive news to consider. Today, more information is available to us than ever before. Additionally, learning through the use of simple, varied, and free educational resources has never been simpler. Lesson 7. Make wise use of your time. The wealthy and successful business owners are all too aware that time is the one of our most valuable, yet limited assets that we own. That's why the wealthy and successful business owners spend money to eliminate problems fast, rather than spending countless hours and losing huge amounts of time to do so. As Richard Branson said, "The way you manage your time is the most critical decision you make in order to achieve success." Due to their wealth and abundance of funds, the wealthy and successful business owners are able to bypass barriers and distractions that may prevent them from achieving their long-term objectives, thus enabling them to pursue larger opportunities. As Steve Jobs said, "Your most valuable asset is your time. It is your time that determines which direction your life takes." Unfortunately for many people, the opposite holds true. Many people choose to spend numerous hours trying to correct small problems, not necessarily large, simply because it is less expensive, and ultimately lose valuable time and energy in the process. These individuals also refuse to pay for professional assistance to solve a problem, for example, hiring a handyman, but in doing so they waste something far more valuable: their time. Kiyosaki states, "There is no difference between the way a rich person and a poor person utilize their time. By spending your time on the wrong activities, you inevitably will end up at the wrong location. However, by focusing your time and energy on the correct priorities, you begin to focus only on the activities that will produce results and assist you in reaching your goals more rapidly." As noted author Peter Drucker stated, "To be efficient means to do the right things. Time management and the proper use of your time will be two of your greatest tools to achieve success." Lesson 8. Dreaming is not enough. Action creates dreams. Kiyosaki states that dreaming all the time burns up energy, but taking action creates energy. Dreams and ideas are great, but most people waste their time and energy on just dreaming about things instead of working to make them happen. People have many ideas, hopes, and dreams, but they don't have an action plan to achieve them. Execution gives even the best ideas value. Therefore, without some type of execution, ideas are worthless. Spending endless hours dreaming about something that will never come to pass can burn out both your energy and your motivation. Big, bold decisions made to achieve your goals create momentum toward success. Follow this process. Step number 1. Understand where you are now. You need to know exactly where you are at this moment. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Identify areas of improvement. Step number 2. Define your goals. Create a clear definition of where you want to go. Use the SMART method to set your goals: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound. Step number 3. Develop an action plan. Develop a detailed and realistic plan to accomplish your goals. Plan to move forward one step at a time. Step number 4. Act on your plan. Execute your plan. Maintain your energy and commitment with every step you take. Step number 5. Review and adjust. Continuously evaluate your progress and adjust your plan as needed. To be successful, success is not built solely on dreams. It is created through taking action to bring your dreams into existence. Warren Buffett also stated, "Risk comes from not knowing what you are doing." Therefore, moving forward with knowledge and a solid plan is always the best course of action. Lesson 9. Invest in yourself. Kiyosaki states that the best investment of all is personal experience. He also notes that we are able to gain the greatest amount of education through our own personal experiences and by learning from them. Kiyosaki has shared with the public some of the poor decisions he made, which put him in financial difficulty, i.e., debt, and were subject to criticism by his peers and others who felt differently about these decisions. Kiyosaki states, "Every time I invested in real estate or started a new business, I became smarter. Experience makes you smarter. It would be foolish to intentionally make poor decisions simply to determine if those decisions were indeed poor. However, there is nothing wrong with getting advice or information from others. There is no need to attempt to avoid the most obvious mistakes as well. When you are unsure of whether an opportunity or risk is correct, you may have the ability to learn valuable lessons only through experiencing them firsthand. In addition, when you invest in your own experiences and knowledge, you develop the skills to assess both the risks associated with an opportunity and the potential benefits of each opportunity. As Kiyosaki stated, experience is the best teacher, and we finished the video. We were able to highlight 9 of the key lessons to be gained from Robert Kiyosaki's ideas. Most of these are relatively easy to understand concepts that you have likely been exposed to at some point in your life. The issue lies in whether or not you're actually taking action on these principles. Without action taken by you, the most beneficial pieces of advice become useless. Robert Kiyosaki states that it is the act of putting knowledge into practice, rather than simply knowing something, that is ultimately the determining factor for success. Even if you choose to only apply one piece of advice at a time, you will be amazed at how quickly those small actions compound into bigger changes in your life, work, and bank account. Our primary objective at Money Mechanics is to help you understand how to apply the knowledge we provide. We are with you on your path to achieving financial freedom. Every week, we'll post a new video. Ask yourself this at each stage of your learning: how can I use this knowledge? This will encourage you to take action and put your knowledge into practice. Robert Kiyosaki provides many simple yet powerful lessons that, when applied to your life, will result in great personal and financial growth and allow you to live a much fuller life. True freedom stems from the combination of knowledge and action. If this video has helped you, hit the like button. Post in the comments which lesson you enjoyed the most. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos. And pass this along to your friends who want to start their own journey to financial freedom. As the Money Mechanics community continues to grow with you. Take care and see you in the next video.